we're going to go right into the outlaw news of the week. And unfortunately here, it really doesn't matter if our man right here had really great flour or really boof flour because, well, it don't look like it made it to where it was supposed to go. Here we have Paducah man accused of trying to sell marijuana to an undercover officer, coming to you from Kentucky. A Paducah man faces drug charges after police say he tried to sell marijuana to undercover detectives. Tried to sell. Let's examine this a little bit. Find out why he only tried to sell to an undercover, because I feel like an undercover could get weed pretty easily. So why couldn't this one get it? Quanterence J. Matcham, 18 of Paducah, faces charges of trafficking marijuana, less than an ounce, first offense, enhancement, receiving stolen property, quote, firearm, fleeing or evading police, second degree on foot, and resisting arrest. Those were really specific. I guess their charges get really specific. Even like the fleeing and evading police, second degree because it was on foot. Now, had he been like maybe on a skateboard or something, bam, they might have smacked you, dog. So good thing you were on foot. Paducah police say Matcham tried to sell marijuana to an undercover detective and ran away trying to avoid arrest. All right, this is awesome. This is still happening. This is in 2024, baby. And this is in America. On June 3rd, the Paducah Police Department drug unit learned Matcham had an active warrant for robbery first degree out of Graves County. Drug detectives arranged to purchase marijuana from him undercovery. I'm not sure why that terminology is used like that. They found Matcham when they give an address and say he ran away. When he was arrested, detectives say they found a stolen 9mm on him. Detectives also found 57 grams of marijuana. Matcham was taken to McCracken County Jail. Okay. I'm going to break it down here. There's like 5 or 6 different law agencies that were thanked here at the bottom of the article in the apprehension of Matcham, who tried to sell cannabis to an undercover officer and wasn't successful and took off running, and they needed, I guess, like 5 different agencies from all across the state of Kentucky to apprehend him for this less than an ounce offense. Let's think about this. I didn't hear in any of the list of his charges the robbery charge that they supposedly had the warrant for. I don't know why that wasn't listed on the charges that he was booked for. Usually, if that's the reason they're coming to get you, they're definitely booking you on that charge. So I don't know. I don't know why it wasn't there. But what I do see is some less than an ounce and some running on foot. And it took about 7 different law agencies in Kentucky to apprehend this 18-year-old kid who then went to jail. I'm not really sure that is a good use of our law enforcement resources. Shout out Senator Rand Paul. Can we get some attention on this situation and perhaps get the officers there to be more productive with their endeavors? This is Luke Scarmazzo coming to you from the High at 9 News, your local outlaw correspondent. I'm going to kick it back to the rest of you folks there.
Just get clearly.
Got to say about old Paducah man, Quinterrence Matcham, and the 5 different agencies that it took to apprehend him.
Look who I found, Luke. Look who I found. We have Nikki.
Nikki, I love you guys. Hell yeah.
Much love, much love.
Hi, guys.
We survived judging with Jason.
Yes. If you hear, they said they come closer to the mark, okay. You guys. Yes.
We survived judging with Jason. It was big fun.
Netflix documentary coming out.
You do.
Hell yeah. They want to know. They want to know when is the documentary coming out?
So Emerald Cup is August 4 and 5.
I think it's 17.
August 17 and 18 August. In Oakland at the Kaiser Auditorium, so make sure you're there at the 20th anniversary of the Emerald Cup.
Yeah, that's the living document.
Yeah, right.
I would not miss it, no matter what.
Yeah.
Are you guys making sure Jason's hooked up with the best outdoor that you guys got up there?
Well, and you guys have up for over 20 years, and you guys gave a very, very heartfelt speech at the end of it. Can you guys tell everyone just a little bit, you know what I'm saying, in regards to...
We've been there since the very beginning of the Emerald Cup, when it started in 2004. This is our 20th year of judging and our final year. We decided it's time to pass the baton. So Swami's 81 now. We thought it's a good time to pass the baton.
Well, the thing is that what we found as the greatest thing about the whole Emerald Cup experience applies to the entire cannabis community. It's the friends we made. It's the people we got to know, the people we encountered with. You know, one of those being Jason right here. We never knew Jason, never even actually knew that he existed until he became an integral part of the judging team at the Emerald Cup. Now we got a friendship going. So it's just amazing that way. And I also wanted to point out all the different judges over the years, 20 years, who all participated and smoked, tens of thousands of joints, and helped create the protocol of the way we judge cannabis, which has now evolved in the way the Emerald Cup does, and also the Ganjier program. All of that comes out of the Emerald Cup, of a real intelligent protocol of how to judge cannabis. So that's one of our great legacies.
And we've lost track of how many kinds of cannabis we've smoked over 20 years. I think the biggest year was 640 entries.
That's
so
right.
You got to figure several thousand entries we've tried out. So thanks everybody for submitting those.
Swami and Nikki, thank you for your service. You guys are an inspiration to all of us.
Yes. Thank you all. Yes, that was fantastic. Fantastic, you guys. What a treat being over here at the Emerald House. Kyle Ranch. Yes.
That made my day right there. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Luke,
real quick,
we got Alec.
Hey,
Alec, what's up, dog?
Look at that handsome face.
SC Labs in the house.
Yes.
Good morning, Alex.
Yes. Alec from SC Labs, who has developed the whole terpene classification program over here in conjunction with the Emerald Cup. So big shout out to them at SC Labs.
Pioneer in the game.
Big pioneer.
Yes.
Jason up there kicking it with the OGs and pioneers. Much love to everybody out there.
Right. How did he get in there? Who snuck Jason in?
You guys are so silly.
How did Jason get
Had to be
past
wearing your
the
clock ring, I
barrier?
think.
You guys are funny.
Who signed Jason's papers to come up north?
He brought the rings. No, but about the story, man. That mugshot of that kid, man. He just looks like he needs a hug, man. Feel bad for him.
Man, poor kid.
It's funny that you say that, Rico, because the second I saw that that mugshot, I was like, oh, damn, poor guy.
Yeah, man. They trying to ruin the kid's life because you guys try to buy some weed off him. He didn't even have 2 ounces of weed on him. Like, come on.
He had exactly 2 ounces. He had 57 grams.
Yeah, you're right. I do hope that I do hope that Senator Paul does intervene some way somehow.
Do you think he will?
I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that he will.
I mean, I know that Senator Paul is a huge supporter of individual rights, personal responsibility, and cannabis progression and legislation. So hopefully, and criminal justice. Weldon and I have had contact with his office several times over the years while we were incarcerated, and they've always been very supportive. So hopefully they can lean in.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. I'm hopeful that he does because I know of his character. I've had a number of interactions with him, his wife Kelly, and over the years. And so I'm that's why I say I'm hopeful. It's all about making sure that his office hears about it and he knows about it, so that way there can be some appropriate actions taken.
I mean, I agree, but unfortunately, we've discussed this on this show several times with regard to federal pardons or commuting of sentences that the president and the White House have claimed to carry out. But in this case, unfortunately, this young man's crime would not be classified as a non-violent offender.
Yeah, you're right.
He would be considered a violent offender. And as much as I hope that he gets some intervention and help, I think that's kind of a long shot because of the possession of a firearm, because of the first-degree attempted robbery or whatever the original warrant was out for, which is unfortunate, because at the end of the day,
that'll become an enhancement.
Yeah.
Well, these situations you got to remember too, like Weldon, my boy Weldon Angelos, the way they craft these charges, right? They used the gun charge to really buoy up the cannabis charge, right? They're called 924C in the feds. I'm not sure what they would be called in the Kentucky state, but basically Weldon got 55 years for just the gun, or what they said was a gun. Weldon says he never possessed a gun, that the undercover made it up that he had one. So now you have a situation where an informant can make it up that you have a gun. You get 5 or 25 years, 25 years, and 5 years for each sale of 1 ounce of weed. And then it becomes a 55-year sentence with 1 day for the weed. And I'm not saying that was with this case. In this case, and you're 100% right, Sohum, like, the federal government has no power to do anything in this situation other than use the bully pulpit, right? And that's what we were kind of suggesting with Senator Paul would be, hey, lean over there in Kentucky and say, hey, what's going on with this kid? And maybe they lighten up on him and let him make it. But you see these situations like, when you're growing up in Kentucky in neighborhoods like that and selling weed in the street, like, you have to be armed in order to survive, to even put food on the table, to continue to do that. Now, is that right? That's a different that's a different discussion.
Yeah,
about
that was really my point. Was not that I think it's wrong, or that I don't think this young man deserves a second chance, or that he deserves justice, but more so that if the federal government were to lean and be that bully, I just think that they're going to find other offenders that potentially don't have violent enhancements. Right,
ones that are more politically.
Again, not to say that this young man doesn't deserve assistance or a pardon or whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully it works out for him, man. Shout out.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely.